Deepali has recently started working and she wants to begin saving early in life. For this, she wants to invest in mutual funds. But she doesn't have much information about this investment. She did some digging on her level and she got a basic understanding of mutual funds. But now she was stuck on how to choose the funds. Also, what will be the best fund for her. Her financial planner solved this issue for her. He said that there are various ratios in mutual funds which allow you to gauge the performance of a scheme. But there is one issue with that. The point is that many times a new fund comes up and investors get confused. Now the problem with Deepali is that even she chooses a new plan, then what is the guarantee that the scheme will give a good return? What if it doesn't perform? You must be knowing that in choosing a mutual fund, its target, objective, time horizon, risk, everything is considered. But there are some important ratios that will help you to assess the performance of the mutual fund in a better way. So experts told that you need to look at ratios like standard deviation, beta, alpha, R-squared, Sharpe ratio. Now let us understand what all these means. Standard deviation. This tells about the volatility of the mutual fund. This also tells how much your fund might deviate from its historical average performance. More standard deviation means that there will be volatility, while less standard deviation means that the fund is not very volatile. This is good for risk-averse investors. As per market experts, if some fund gives 12% average return and its standard deviation is 4%, then you can expect to get a return between 8 to 16%. Beta. Beta tells when there is a change in benchmark index, then how does mutual fund reacts. This means how does it vary. In simple terms, beta assesses the sensitivity of mutual funds to the change in benchmark index. Beta helps us to assess during the rise and fall in the market how stable a mutual fund will be. If beta is 1, then it shows that your fund return will vary as much as the market. If beta value is less than 1, then it suggests that there will be less variation in the mutual fund than the market. Value of more than 1 indicates that your fund will vary more than the market. For example, if a fund has a beta value of 1.2, then it can have 20% more variation than the market. So experts suggest that conservative investors, the ones who are risk averse, should invest in security or a fund with less beta. Similarly, aggressive investors with high risk appetite should invest in funds with high beta. Alpha. Alpha is loved by those investors that want to return above the benchmark. In simple words, alpha tells how much excess return above the expected return is given by the fund. However, after considering the risk, it is the fund manager's job to provide an excess return. R-squared. It shows the relationship between a portfolio and its benchmark. Its value usually ranges from 0 to 100. According to industry experts, if the R-squared of a mutual fund is between 1700, it means that it has a great scope of performing well. It is closely related to the index. Similarly, a fund with a rating of 40 to 70 may give less than the average portfolio return, and a fund with a rating of less than 40 indicates that the returns of its portfolio are not comparable to the index. Sharpe ratio. Sharpe ratio is considered the fact sheet of a mutual fund. Sharpe ratio is obtained by subtracting the risk-free return from the portfolio return. It is also called excess return, that is, additional return. The excess return is then divided by the standard deviation of the portfolio. That is, in simple words, it measures the excess return on every additional risk unit taken by an investor. Manoj Dalmia, founder and director, Proficient Equities Private Limited says, apart from the mutual fund ratio, investors should also look at how experienced a fund manager is and how consistent the fund's performance is in terms of benchmarks and AUM. Money9 suggests, you must have often heard that the past performance of a fund is not a guarantee of its future performance. This means that you cannot predict the guaranteed rate of return on investment. That is, you cannot depend on the performance of any mutual fund only based on its previous years. First of all, you need to keep an eye on your investments to ensure that you make wise decisions and get the best returns.